Hello everyone, my name is Sunil Yadav. I'm going to talk about what is Spring Boot and how we can use Spring Boot with Kotlin. And I will create a simple, CRUD operations, how we can use MongoDB with Spring Boot to insert, update and delete the record from the MongoDB. So basic operations I'm going to explain in this session. Hope you like it. So let's get started. So basically, what is Spring Boot? So Spring Boot, mostly is a very popular, framework in Java community. Last I think 10-15 years, and very popular. Like these days, we have so many new framework like Quarkus, Micronaut. But still, Spring is so much popular, and so many people are using in production. So why is Spring? Like Spring makes programming Java quicker, easier, and safe for everybody, and focus on speed, like simplicity and productivity has need to be world most popular Java framework. So here it already tell like Spring is everywhere, Spring is flexible, Spring is productive, fast, right? So you can build like all these features if you are using Spring framework. And here if you can see the what Spring can do, like we can build microservices, reacting programming language, cloud we can also use. We can also build like web applications, right? Serverless, event driven and batch processing. So many features like Spring Boot support basically. In more details, suppose if you want to see the project like Spring Boot, Spring Framework, Spring Cloud, data flow, batch, all the details we have here. And they generally post latest, if any release, if you go to blog, you can see the details, what is the latest going on news. And as well, like quick start guide they provide here, like if you want to quickly start, how you can start with simple things first and then you will later on all those details. So really good documentation, right? You can run very easily. Nothing here is too much complex things. So suppose question is how we can start quickly build the softwares. So if you go to start.spring.io, right, and choose up to your need, right? So if you are using Maven tool for building your project, you can use Maven project, or if you are using Gradle, you can use Gradle, up to you. And the language you like to build Spring Boot project, like Java, Groovy or Kotlin, and what version. And you just fill all the details, up to you, like group name, artifact name, description, like what Java version you are going to choose. So basically I have selected here is Gradle project, Kotlin, and basically dependency Spring Reactive Web Application and Spring Data Reactive MongoDB. So basically I would like to use reactive programming paradigm basically, and I don't want to go with blocking, so I would like to use Kotlin coroutines. So I had, that's why I've selected like Spring Reactive Web, Spring Data Reactive MongoDB and Kotlin. Now if you see the explore here, we can see like all the supporting plugin the top of here, like 2.5.3 Kotlin JVM 1.521. And here if you see coroutines coming by default, right? If you're selecting Spring Web Flux version, right, here they are providing all the dependencies what that's need, and by default JUnit platform like 5 they are supporting by default, right? So once downloaded, you will able to use this project and build your applications very quickly. So for new who don't know anything, they just start from the start.spring.io and you will able to do the things. But I have already done all the setups and the code what I'm going to explain to you, so I'm not going to explain basics, do all the setup, but generally the idea how you can start it. So once you downloaded the project, you will see right the empty project. But let's start with build.gradle. So here we can see, right, here is I'm using old versions, might be you see the difference here, but not to worry, the same thing is similar, some feature they are adding new features, so you will can use the latest feature as well. But I have built this project, so I'm going to explain how we can do that. So here like Spring Boot plugin like dependency management, and JVM 1.44 plugin Spring 1.4.21, and all the dependencies we have here, right? So this is the just basics. Now what we need to do, right? Go to start with this one. So here, like Spring Boot application, right? If you put this annotation, so by default now we are using Spring Boot framework, right? If we are using this annotation with my main method, so main class, whatever main method is going to support. So this is my entry point, right? If we run this application, so it's going to start by default 8080 port number, right? So let me start it. So if you see that, so what is happening here is, right, okay, so you can see here, let me make this very big. Okay, so we can see here like starting event processing service application, right? And the no active profile setup. So I'm not setting any profile, so by default is going to use default one. And here if you see, like MongoDB connection is happening because I'm using MongoDB dependencies as and I'm not providing any URL in my application properties file. So by default using localhost and trying to connect with localhost database, and is now connected successfully, and as well as running NAT server in 808 port number, and it started within 4.82 milliseconds actually. Okay, now so this is the application is started, right? It's running 8080 perfectly fine. Now question is what I'm going to do here is, so I have created a router here, so I'm using Kotlin coroutines. So Kotlin coroutines providing nice DSL way, you can do your things without using annotation like get mapping or controller, right? So that's very easy, to do the things with using core router coroutines. So what I'm doing here is I have created configuration, one annotation I'm using with this class routing, and I created one bean here, right? So in this bean I'm creating the like routers basically, and I attach the handler who is going to handle all the request with this endpoints. So here we can see we have endpoint like API events, like suppose how many events we have stored if you want to get it, and how many events counts, right, basically. And here I am using some like counts to how you can use the blocking way, and I'm using trying to find by ID, right? So using this handler find one, I'm using to insert the particular record using the post message, and if you want to update something using the put action, right, method. So I'm using update here and delete all. So this is my routes, whatever the depend upon your path, we are getting the request uniquely for this application, yeah. Now if you are going to look the handler is nothing much, but let me do the control N. So here that particular request came for events, right? So I'm getting the request from the server request, right, because I'm using non-blocking way. So from the request you see I'm getting the data, right, request dot await body, right, and await body from I'm getting that data from the request, right, and passing to the here is repository method like insert, update, delete all, and again returning back to the data to to response object like ok.json, right, and body value and weight. If you go to model, I have just simple model class like event, and this I have event ID, name, type, event status of the event, and what time it was created. And this is handler, I think I already explained to you, and repository. In this repository I'm using reactive fluent Mongo operations interface, and I'm creating the object for that using constructor, and this repository annotation we need to put here in the top. Okay, and here if you want to use count, So generally I'm using like mongo dot query for that particular model class, you can say, and await count. So that will give us like how many records you have in that particular document collection actually. And here I'm using blocking way actually, count to right. So here I'm using blocking way, so I'm not interested to discuss about this one right now. And suppose if you using the trying to get all the data from that particular collection, you can use the flow, because flow is going to get you list of data. In coroutines we have flow, right? In Java we can say flux and mono, right? You have used it. So these are the nice DSL way you can write the queries. I like to write this way, like just say mongo update for what class you're going to update, so your model name, and then use particular method whatever you want to perform, right? Like one and await, you are going to get one data. Replace with something, right? I'm going to update means I'm going to update all the data, right, for that particular object, and find and replace and await. And here suppose if you want to find the query, right, find by id, then you are matching that particular query, like just say query that particular model, then you are matching query where this id is equal to that passing id and await one, right? So this is very simple operation, might be you have done it. And this is here, if you see the suspend method, right? So I'm using coroutine, so I need to put the suspend method, otherwise I'm not able to use await this method, because they are part of coroutines. Okay, so this is now running. Let's try to use our routes method. So suppose first I need to insert the record. So now if you go to in the test, we don't see any record here, right? So if I try to run the event, you will not see any record, right? This is empty. So let's try to create one event, like event name, like you can say like gym, like event name you are going to into gym, right? And you are doing workout not started, so let's I can say going to start it, right? So I'm going to say not started. So now this event is gym workout not started. Now if you see the data here, you will see that data is started not started here. Now I can create one more event, like status is started. Now I started what time, like their time is also is coming out. Okay. And if you want to fetch all the events, how many events you participated, you can see 2 events is coming out, and we can count, get event count, how many events, 2, right? And if you want to fetch that particular event, so we can say suppose I wanted to get this event data, so I can use event id here, the latest event id. Okay, let me copy again, command C. Okay, so now you can see that particular event id is populated. And if you want to update something, we can update. Here is swimming with workout work in progress. Now it's updated. Now let's see the data. So I think all the event as gym workout started, swimming workout work in progress. Okay, and if you want to delete all the events, we can say delete all. It's going to delete all the record. We can try to find out that particular all the record is gone, right? So these are the basic operations you can perform depend upon your needs. If you want to update, post, delete, right, get particular event, so you can use like Kotlin coroutines. That's really easy, asynchronous way you can do your things, non-blocking way. And it's really straightforward way. You can use DSL, and it will help you build system very quickly. So I think I have covered most of the things. And if you see here, right, I'm using ok.json, right, and body and await. So this value is going to post into the body of the object, right, while you're returning the server response. Okay, so I think that's it from this lecture. Might be you aware of like Postman. You can use Postman, to test your REST API is working or not. That data is inserting into database or not, right? So those things you can do that, and you can see the nice way, right? You're getting the data right here. Like status is 200 means okay, successfully done. How much time will take? 29 millisecond, right? So those operations you can use Postman for REST API client, or you use command line tool as well, up to you. And I'm using MongoDB so that I can see like NoSQL Booster client, I can see how many record is inserted and what is the format, like tabular format or JSON format, right? You can see the data as well. So thank you so much for your time. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe my channel and share your feedback. Thank you. Bye.